Breaking news, Panthers Nation. Carolina just made a move that nobody saw coming. A move that has left fans stunned, shocked, and honestly divided. Adam Thielen, one of the most reliable and respected veterans on this roster, is officially gone. And not just gone anywhere, he's headed back to the place where it all started, the Minnesota Vikings. When the news first broke, it felt surreal. Just yesterday, after the 53-man roster cuts, there was no sign, no hint, no whisper that something like this was about to happen. Most fans figured if a trade was coming, it would be weeks down the road, maybe even later in the season if things started to spiral. But no, less than 24 hours later, the trigger was pulled, and Adam Thielen is packing his bags. Here are the official trade details. Carolina receives a 2026 fifth-round pick and a 2027 fourth-round pick. Minnesota, in return, gets Thielen plus a conditional 2026 seventh-round pick and a 2027 fifth-round pick. Now, the conditions are worth paying attention to. If Thielen doesn't stay active for at least 10 games, or if he's not on the 53-man roster for 14 games, that pick bumps up to a sixth-rounder. Last year, he played through a hamstring injury and still managed 14 games, but at 35 years old, that's a huge risk for Minnesota. And that's why this trade stings for Panthers fans. On one hand, the team did what makes sense. Thielen is aging, he's dealt with nagging injuries, and this opens up cap space while also giving Carolina future draft capital. But on the other hand, this isn't just some random player. This is Adam Thielen, the guy who came here when people said he was washed. The guy who brought leadership to a young locker room. The guy who, even last season, showed flashes of being that steady, go-to-target when everything else felt chaotic. Yes, we got value. Two picks for a 35-year-old wideout is honestly solid business. But emotionally, it hurts. It hurts because so many fans believed he still had one more run in him here. It hurts because it feels like Carolina is waving the white flag before the season even begins. And let's be honest, this didn't feel like a move Thielen pushed for. There's no clear sign he went to management and said, "Send me back to Minnesota." It feels more like Carolina decided to take the deal and close that chapter. And now, Panther Nation is left asking, did we do the right thing? Or did we just lose one of the last steady veterans we could truly rely on? When Adam Thielen first came to Carolina, a lot of people doubted the move. They said he was too old, that his best days were behind him. But in just 2 years, he proved every one of those doubters wrong. Thielen wasn't just a receiver here. He was a leader, a mentor, a voice in the locker room, and a guy who wore the Panthers jersey with pride. He gave this franchise everything he had left in the tank. That's why his departure hurts. He embraced the culture, he embraced the fans, and he reminded everyone that heart and experience still matter in this league. At 33 and 34 years old, he still produced close to back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. Tell me how many receivers at that age can do that? Very few. And yet, while Minnesota once moved on from him for being too old, they're now bringing him back years later at a higher price because they realize just how much they still need him. That tells you all you need to know about Adam Thielen's value. Carolina didn't just lose a wideout. They lost a veteran presence who made this offense better, who lifted Bryce Young, who made younger guys believe in themselves. That's the kind of impact that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. Now the question becomes, what's next for this receiving room? And that brings us to Hunter Renfrow. Fans want him back. He wants to be here. But the reality is, other teams see what he brings from the slot, his quickness, his route running, his toughness, and somebody out there might be willing to throw more money at him than Carolina can. That's the fear. That's the risk. If the Panthers lose both Thielen and Renfrow, that's not just a talent gap. That's a leadership gap. So all we can do is wait, hope the front office finds a way, and pray that Renfrow isn't the next one out the door. Because losing Thielen already stings enough. The preseason already showed us the truth. He's still got it. He proved he can still separate, still make plays, still be that guy. And yet, he's sitting at home. Released, not waived. That means he's free to choose his next destination. And honestly, part of me thinks he's just waiting. Waiting for Carolina to pick up the phone. If that's the case, then what are we doing? Somebody in that front office, Dan, Dave, Brent, call him. Right now. Don't overthink it. Call that man today. Even if he's not a WR1 anymore, even if he's not a starter, just having a veteran presence in this young receiver room could make all the difference. Put him in there as a depth guy, as a mentor, as a player coach type. Anything. Because this group desperately needs another seasoned voice. Think about it. T-Mac, Xavier, Jimmy Horn, Bryson Tmain, Coker, even David Moore. 5 of those guys are in year 2 or younger. That's way too much youth, way too much inexperience. And sure, they've got talent, but Bryce Young needs more than raw potential. He needs a vet who's been through it, a receiver who knows how to find soft spots in zone coverage, how to beat man press with little tricks, how to be that reliable safety valve when everything breaks down. Because let's be honest, sometimes the most dangerous players aren't the fastest or the flashiest. They're the vets who've seen every coverage, who know every trick. Just like that old guy at the YMCA who schools you with nothing but footwork and experience. That's exactly what Bryce needs in his corner. So Carolina, don't waste time. Bring Hunter Renfrow back. Give Bryce that veteran security blanket. On top of that, the injury bug struck again. Tight end Ian Thomas had an appendectomy. Thankfully, he's day-to-day, but it still raises questions. Who steps up if he needs extra recovery time? This team can't afford shaky depth right now. So the word is Josh Namath might be the guy to step up. But don't forget about Brady Christensen. Dude's versatility makes him a real option too. Either way, Ian Thomas is listed day to day heading into Jacksonville. I don't think the Panthers will rush him back unless they're really nervous about the depth behind him. But if they aren't confident in the backups, don't be shocked if he's out there sooner than expected. Icky, heal up, brother. Hope everything goes smooth. Now, y'all already know what time it is. Everybody's favorite section. Panther Nation speaks their truth. But before we dive in, you know the drill. It's time for the Panther Freeze frame of the day. And today, it's a salute to Adam Thielen, one of the coldest shots of his time in Carolina. He really was one of them ones, man. All right, let's get into your takes. Douglas Way 7939 says, I think we let Hunter Renfrow go to hide him like we did Coker last year. Now that we've got Thielen off the roster, we can just plug and play Renfrow once he's back healthy. Douglas, bro, I hope you're right. I really hope you're right. Smokey Okitwodos 252 says, Renfrow is not 100% football ready and trading Adam means more targets for Tez. As Panthers fans, let's be happy. Thank you, Dan. And yeah, I get that. This does open the door for T-Mac to shine, especially alongside Xavier. More opportunities across the board. And finally, Sir Ace of Spades keeps it simple. Adam is gone. Man, yeah, we all feel that one. That's just the business side of the NFL. Doesn't make it any easier, though. Now, before I let y'all go, reminder, we are officially rolling with the Panther Pride Fantasy Football League. Right now, we've got 8 teams locked in, which means there are 4 spots left. If you want in, hit me up on Instagram at TornadumCray. Send me a message. I'll get you in. It's not a money league. I'll probably put together some shirts or a little prize package for the winner. And that's going to wrap it up for today's episode. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss the next drop. Now let me hear from y'all. What are your thoughts on the Adam Thielen trade 24 hours later? Do you think Renfrow is coming back? Are you worried about Icky's status after the appendectomy? And of course, let me know if you want one of those last fantasy league spots. Drop it all in the comments below.